As a young citizen of India, armed with technology, knowledge, and love for my nation, with a vision of transforming India into a developed nation, I'm joining Shobhit University. What about you?
Very happy Diwali greetings to all the participants from India and abroad. Shobhit Institute of Engineering and Technology, Meerut, deemed to be university, and its Centers of Excellence, Center for Agricultural Informatics and E-Governance Research Studies, and Center for Agribusiness and Disaster Management Studies extend greetings to all the participants from India and abroad who are attending today's national webinar series on doubling farmers' income by 2022, Atmanirbhar Bharat in Agriculture. This webinar series is being hosted on every Thursday at 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Indian Standard Time. Today is 4th November 2021. India celebrates Diwali and Indians celebrate Diwali. This webinar series is on very important topic: democratizing the future of farming, a global experience. Due to internet issue, last week this talk was scheduled, that is on 28th October 2021, but we had to stop it, and now we have, this talk is rescheduled, and today we are very happy to have Shri Krishna Chandra Mishra is with us to deliver this very important talk. On behalf of the Honorable Chancellor, Honorable Vice Chancellor, the faculty members of the university, and on my behalf, and as Professor Emeritus and Chairman of the 5 Centers of Excellence, Center for Agricultural Informatics and E-Governance Research Studies, Center for Agribusiness and Disaster Management Studies, Center for Informatic Development Solutions and Applications, Center for Industry 4.0 Technology Studies and Applications, and Center for Health Informatics and Computing. Let me welcome today's guest speaker to deliver his talk in the 51st edition of this national webinar series, Shri Krishna Chandra Mishra. He is a Global Ashoka Fellow and Founder, Chairman, eKutir Rural Management Services, based at Bhuvaneshwar, state of Odisha, India. For the benefits of the participants and the guest speaker, so far under this webinar series, the university has organized 50 webinars on the topics, namely role of agricultural cooperative societies and e-governance. This was inaugurated by Dr. Ashok Dalwai, Chairman of the Doubling Farmers' Income by 2022 Committee of Government of India. Blockchain technology-based fishery value chain, a self-contained village, felt need of the day. Spices informatic network value chain, land on a camera, a camouflaged treasure trove. Smart hill agriculture, a digitalized hill agriculture value system. Mara mobile, Mara marketing, integrated mariculture, aquaponics, and precision agriculture, MAPA biofarms for income revolution. Smart tribal agriculture, optimizing value chains. Digital agri-tech and industry perspective. Land resources information system in India, present and road ahead. Weather decision technologies for increasing farm income. Big data in smart farming. Sustainable soil and land management for climate smart agriculture. Understanding market dynamics for increasing farm income. Role of technologies in mitigating crop risk. How to generate additional profit via simple, attractive approaches in farm produce. Adoption of flexi rubber check dam technology, potential benefit for farmers in rain-fed and coastal agro ecosystems. Realizing the economic benefits of agroforestry. Octosol, organic humic solutions for increasing crop yields and quality while increasing farm income and improving soil health. Closing the nutrient loop, phosphorus management in protein farming, improving nutrient use efficiency and farm productivity. Artificial intelligence enabled pest management technology for agriculture crop protection. Empowering farmers through extension knowledge dissemination, role of mass media. Smart poultry monitoring solutions. Agrobiodiversity, intellectual property laws, agriculture, and farmers' welfare. An insight into the issues for Indian agrarian economy. Manufacture and application of biochar for increased soil fertility and crop productivity. Sustainable integration of livestock with agriculture for farm income increase. Role of geographical indications on improving farmers' income, lessons from Asia Pacific region. Dairy informatics network value chain, a dairy tech startup perspective for farmer income increase. Spices informatic network value chain, a turmeric startup perspective for farmers income increase. Generating sustainable on-farm income through fintech interventions. Nutrition sensitive agriculture, pathway for increasing farmer income. Artificial intelligence and data analytics to ensure optimal nutrition in the soil, harvested food that minimizes human disease. Bioenergy supply chain, a business opportunity for rural enterprises and farmer producer organizations. Tech enabling India's tech-starved farmers for manifold increase in productivity and income. Open insurance ecosystem for agriculture producers. Risk management solutions to overcome repercussions on farmers' income, market suitability, and food safety. Role of mass media for farmer income increase. A case study from Green TV. Extac, an open source digital infrastructure for the agricultural ecosystem, a Linux Foundation project. Circular bioeconomy towards resilience, urgent need for redefining raw materials and modified waste management policies and regulations. Agri-tech, a new horizon in Indian agriculture. Supporting of farmers for marketing will only help doubling of income by 2022. Rural transformation for farmers' income increase. Case studies from impoverished districts. Mobile-enabled software as a service to solve complex supply chain challenges. A case study from daily orders. John Deere's journey in India, integrated precision agriculture solution. Doubling the income of farmers through eco-agri revolution. Bayer's carbon farming initiative. Post-production intervention, maximizing value for farmers. BAFE models of revival of traditional water management systems to enable doubling of farmers' income. Should we adopt farmers' welfare as a new paradigm instead of farmers' income? ICT intervention in agriculture challenges and opportunities. Today is the 51st edition of the National Webinar Series, which will be addressed by Shri Krishna Chandra Mishra, a global Ashoka Fellow and founder and chairman, eKutir Rural Management Studies, Bhuvaneshwar. On very important topic, democratizing the future of farming, a global experience. Dear participants, please note down the important keywords. Democratization, not corporatization. Future of farming and global experience. Agriculture sector is the foundation of India's economy. Acharya Vinoba Bhave said, India is largely an agrarian country, an agriculture country, Krishi Pradhan Desh, and a country of villages, more than 6.25 lakhs villages, Gram Pradhan Desh. Gram Pradhan Desh, Krishi Pradhan Desh, Acharya Vinoba Bhave said. It employs more than 50% of India's workforce and contributes almost 17 to 18% of its GDP. At present, agricultural livelihoods are being severely impacted world over as a result of anthropogenic global warming and climate change. Climate change has both direct and indirect effects on agricultural productivity, including changing rainfall patterns, severe drought, flooding, and changes in the geographical redistribution of pests and diseases. Indian farming community comprises of about 145 million operational holders, out of which 85% have got small and marginal size operational holdings. Farmer needs timely, location specific and personalized information for effective control on their production risk, and then market their produce to identified market opportunities. Many national level programs such as Digital India, Make in India, Skill India, Startup India, Stand Up India have faced operational difficulties for its impact at farm level and farmer level, and that too at small and marginal farmers. This may be due to the reason that many of the central agriculture schemes I know are not flowing down the block level agricultural offices because they are also not trained. They also do not know. That is true with the district agriculture offices throughout India, or it is getting diluted. Future smart farmers, the urgency of democratizing foresight. Future smart farmers, urgency of democratizing foresight, because I purposefully taken this input just to warm up our participants for today's topic. Future is an area of increasing uncertainty. Is written by Robin Bourgeois, a senior foresight advisor, Global Forum for Agricultural Research Secretariat. Though the future cannot be predicted, it can be explored. Exploring the future helps making better decisions in the present time. It opens new paths, unveils new options, and enlarge our understanding of potential unexpected effects of our decisions. At a time when climate smart agriculture is taking momentum in the international community, the urgency of more future smart farmer organizations, and local communities becomes imperious. The voices and the views of future smart farmer organizations and local communities are needed to influence the national and international agenda. Honorable Prime Minister of India, in his Independence Day address on 15th August 2021, he said, I quote, "In the coming years, we will have to increase the collective power of the small farmers of the country. We have to give them new facilities. They must become the country's pride." In his own language, Chota Kisan, Bane Desh ki Shan. Small farmers become the pride of the nation. Reforms towards digitalization of agriculture system. I would like to quote from the Doubling Farmers' Income by 2022 report submitted to the government in September 2018. The Government of India, through its National Informatics Center, NIC, has prepared I2 blueprint for agriculture sector through a national conference on informatics for sustainable agriculture development ISDA in May 1995. I was the organizing secretary of this very important national conference, which was held in Vigyan Bhavan, New Delhi. And Smart Villages Scheme 2002 to 2007 and 2007-2012. And also Government of India, Department of Electronics launched the National E-Governance Program in Agriculture in 2005. Volume 3, Volume 4, Volume 11, and Volume 12B of the Doubling Farmers' Income by 2022 Report 2018 of Government of India have suggested reforms measure for income rise through digitalization of farming sector. Volume 3, Post-Production Agri-Logistic, Maximizing Gains for Farmer. Volume 4, Post-Production Intervention, Agriculture Marketing. Volume 11, Empowering the Farmers through Extension and Knowledge Dissemination. Volume 12B, Digital Technology in Agriculture. These 4 volumes have to be understood by block level agriculture offices and block level rural development offices. Very important. They comprise us of about something like 13,000 offices at block level. This is necessary with the intent to achieve efficiency gains and convert into profitability from farm to fork. The Volume 12B suggested 7 mission board programs for digitalization of Indian agriculture. Suggestion number 1, digitalized agriculture. technology and innovation and agriculture, Digital India, Make in India, Skill India, Startup India programs should be synergized at a farm level and farmer level for making transformational reforms in agriculture sector through important verticals, smart irrigated farming, smart rainfed farming, and smart tribal farming. Digitalized agromet advisories and agricultural risk management solutions. Digitalized agriculture resources information system and micro level planning for achieving smart village and smart farming. Digitalized value chain for about 400 agriculture commodities. Digitalized access to inputs, technology, knowledge, skill, agriculture finance, credit, marketing, and agribusiness management to farmers. Digitalized integrated land and water management system per drop more crop. Digitalized farm health management for reduction of farmers' loss. The Doubling Farmers Income Committee report in its volume 11, section 3.2.5 suggests that the need for development of a network of cooperative societies, CoopNets, and automation of each cooperative society, e-cooperatives, to facilitate governance and operational efficiency in the cooperative sector is good for rural India. And I do not know whether many of the state governments have formulated any policies or action plan to achieve this recommendation. This is good for rural India. That's what the committee recommends. The three farm acts enacted during 2022 have become a game changer. With this three farm act and the 7 mission mode project can result in at least 6.25 lakhs agri-tech, deep tech startups in every Gram Panchayat to facilitate 14.5 crore operational holders in the country. The Centre's Committee on Doubling Farmers Income Committee report have recommended boosting digital initiative in a very big manner. Atmanirbhar Bharat, the road ahead. This is the vision of our Honorable Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi, of making India a self-reliant nation. Rested on 5 I's: intent, inclusion, investment, infrastructure, and innovation. Based on 5 pillars, economy should be quantum jump, not incremental. Infrastructure, one that represents modern India. System of 21st century technology driven. Vibrant demography, demand whereby the strength of our demand and supply chain should be utilized to full capacity. This is very much important because the agriculture sector, apart from fisheries and livestock sector, it has about more than 400 agriculture commodity value chain. This have to be converted into agriculture value systems. Vocal for local and make in India for global is now is an important vision for India. The reforms announced have been systematic, planned, integrated, interconnected, and futuristic for creating strong enterprises, generating employment and robust supply chain. The third tranche of Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan to strengthen Atmanirbhar Bharat in agriculture have announced a booster of about 1.5 lakh crore and about 1 lakh crore to agriculture cooperative societies, farmer produce organization, and startups for boosting farm gate infrastructure. Is very important. Let us turn to today's topic: democratizing the future of farming. Achieving Sustainable Development Goal 2, Zero Hunger, in a situation of rapid global population growth, requires a continued focus on food production. Farming not merely needs to sustainably produce nutritious diets, but should also provide livelihoods for farmers while retaining natural ecosystems and services. Natural resource management is very important. This is from and I also would like to quote. This is from the paper which is written by Giller, Deloy, and Silva, titled "Future of Farming: Who Will Produce Our Food?" in the journal named Food Security, which is published in 2021. Another article which I would like to quote: "Democratizing Our Food System." to strengthen food sovereignty. Our food and agriculture system has two sides. On one side, there is a farm consolidation, food waste, and land degradation. Increased land consolidation resulted in increased crop consolidation. Crop consolidation or reduced crop diversity defines monocropping practices that degrade soil health and contributes to climate change. On the other side, there is potential for job creation, localized food systems, and climate change adoption and mitigation. Localized agriculture production that promotes soil health has strong links to human health and carbon sequestration, while also keeping money in the communities that need it. These are the two sides of the same coin. Future of farming is digital, inclusive, smart. Key factors that are withholding the growth of smallholders' income are lack of smallholders' awareness of better crop choices and sustainable high-yielding farming practices. This is very important. Lack of smallholders' awareness of better crop choices and sustainable high-yielding farming practices. Lack of access to high-yielding inputs, credit, insurance markets, confusion about the products that are currently in the market, lack of trust in new solutions, low literacy levels, and uneven access to digital communication technologies. Farmer needs tools to farm, but they do not know what to buy. They need to buy goods, but they do not have access to farmer access credits. They need to know what to grow. That will fetch good prices, but the information type and delivery remains inhibitive. Democratizing innovations, sharing participatory research for farmers by farmers is another article. Around the world, farmers, scientists, researchers, and NGOs are creating innovative, on-the-ground solutions for the problems they face each day. Which are all the problems? Water scarcity, resource depletion, land degradation, crop loss, and weather volatility. Many of these groundbreaking ideas have great potential to be replicated and scaled out across the globe. Very important. And I also would like to quote, with which our today's guest speaker was the co-founder. That is a digital platform at international level. That is Bloom, is a digital platform with a mobile front end used to engage with the smallholder farmers and a web-enabled back end to aggregate the data transaction and enable interactions with market and financial institutions. Bloom gives smallholder access to information, finance, inputs, and markets, everything that can help them thrive as independent agro-entrepreneurs. This is a very important mission and vision. Let me come back to his own experiment in the state of Odisha, eKutir, democratizing the future of farming. I quoted from a published article written by Agna Fernandez and Francis David Kulum from Loyola Institute of Business Administration. It is published on 2nd July 2019. Poverty and hunger pose a complex social problem which requires a sustainable solution. Although many local and global organizations, governmental and non-governmental, public and private, have made genuine efforts down the centuries to alleviate the complex issue of poverty and hunger, it still remains a daunting challenge before the world economies. 60% of the global population depended on agriculture for their survival. In the agriculture output supply chain side, the study found that the problem of market linkage among farmers was a major concern. Price fluctuated on man-made market conditions. Man-made market conditions, prices fluctuated. Farmers were forced to sell their produce in the local market and to the local buyers at a throwaway prices. The problems of authentic and genuine agri inputs, the problem of market linkages, the problem of pricing were the key concern that the farmer expected solutions. Yesterday and today and maybe for tomorrow, they are expecting solutions. eKutir, founded by Shri Mishra and Mishra in 2009, basically aimed at bridging the gap of sustainability and inclusiveness. From basic to productive farming, digitalization of agriculture for efficiency gain. I would like to quote from my article, which is included in the book, The Resilience of Indian Economy and Great Reset by Dr. Jabamale Vinancha Arachi, which is published in July 2021. The emerging green technology, GRIN, genomics, robotics, informatics, nanotechnology paradigm facilitates digitalization process in agriculture system very intensively and has generated a great demand for agricultural informatics professionals to bridge the gap of ever increasing and evolving human resources for IT startups in farming sector throughout the country. India needs about 1 lakh such agricultural informatics professionals. Agriculture efficiency has got 3 components: technical efficiency, allocative efficiency, and production efficiency. Needs digitalization, digital modeling. And agriculture value chain has got so many components which needs to be digitalized. It includes development and dissemination of plant and animal genetic material, input supply, farmer organization, farmer production, post-harvest handling, processing, provision of technologies of production and handling, grading, criteria and facilities, cooling and packing technologies, post-harvest local processing, industrial processing, storage, transport, finance, and feedback from markets. Agriculture services such as agriculture advisories, financial services, agriculture marketing, and risk transfer are required for the entire agriculture commodity value systems. World Economic Forum is currently supporting agriculture transition in 21 countries through its new vision for agriculture initiative. The initiative supports innovative ecosystem to re-engineer food systems based on 12 transforming technologies. In this imagined future, next generation biotechnologies will re-engineer plants and animals. Precision farming will optimize use of water and pesticides. Global food systems will rely on smart robots, blockchain, and Internet of Things to manufacture synthetic foods for personalized nutrition. The spread of automated, delocalized, and digitalized production and commercialization of food is the part of financialization of good food system, global food systems. Technology innovation for food systems, emerging opportunities. With the right enabling actions, we can harness the power of technology innovation to help transform global food systems. Emerging technologies driven by Industry 4.0 are disturbing many industries, bringing rapid and large-scale changes. These include digital building blocks such as big data, Internet of Things, artificial intelligence, machine learning, and blockchain. New physical systems such as autonomous vehicles, advanced robotics, additive manufacturing, and advanced materials and nanotechnologies. Advances in science such as next generation biotechnologies and genomics and new energy technologies. Their research revealed that $14 billion in investment in 1,000 food systems focused startups since 2010, while healthcare attracted $145 billion in investment in 18,000 startups during the same time period. That shows that how big the agriculture food focused startup have to emerge. Since 2010, only about $14 billion investment in 1,000 food systems focused startups. India itself can generate about at least 6,500 such startups in every block. And I also would like to quote Mr. Keshi Mishra's the today's guest speaker's address, in the National Conference on Policy Reforms to Access Skills for Agrarian Prosperity, which is organized by Shobhit Institute of Engineering and Technology, Moderator, Meerut, and ECO Guwahati, which was held on now 7th November 2019 at New Delhi. Mr. Keshi Mishra has begun his talk by highlighting the lack of objectivity in farming. The lack of objectivity in farming, which often happens in hurry and ended up the farmer with less income. From his experience as a technocrat in NABARD and then as an entrepreneur, he analyzed and found that 4 major things in agriculture ecosystem, as detailed below, are missing. Engagement. Most of the finance is driven by non-business actors. This is the biggest contradiction in agricultural sector. He was forthright when he was telling. There are huge resources that sustainability is missing. The role of business actors is confined to 2% of profits in CSR. There is absolutely no supply chain to the last mile. 2/3 of the supply chain is left to informal sector. If we want to increase the farmer's income, the communication should not be passive, but it should be something inspirational. The engagement with the last mile needs to be worked out. No convergence. Information technology, it impacts the lives, but it's still not extended to the agriculture sector. It has the power to simplify the complexity of the sector and bring transparency. And the last one is collaboration. We need to think from systems point of view, not from fully from government point of view. He highlighted his collaboration in 3 different continents. India, it is in Asia. Switzerland, it is in Europe. And Brazil, it is in South America. A systematic approach is required when it comes to collaboration. Shri Mishra further elaborated the need for influencing, reinforcing, and enriching the rural ecosystem, and thereby ensuring economic development of the country. He quoted that the ITC Limited has maintained a close working association with grassroots level institution, community-based organization, and government partnership for promoting climate smart and smart agricultural practices. Regarding risk mitigations, he was very optimistic and said that from his experience in Odisha and using IT to have a strong data to do analysis, the risk can be mitigated and farmers' income could be more than doubled. He further informed that his organization joined as a knowledge partner with the Shobhit Institute of Engineering and Technology, Moderator, Meerut, for promoting agricultural informatics discipline among rural youth in India and other developing countries, MTech, BTech, and BG diploma courses in agricultural informatics. ICT-enabled farm-centric agriculture services are need of the day. This can promote a lot of agri-startups in the country. The study undertaken by Professor Moni and Sharma of the Shobhit Institute of Engineering and Technology, Moderator, in this study shows that small and marginal farmers who constitute about 85% of the operational holding, 1. Progressively use mobile communication technology, have traditional farming method, take farm level decision based on past experience, access to extension only through neighborhood farmers, watch out for effective information service delivery on agromet advisory services, soil and water sample analysis, farm health, and advisory services on management of salt affected soil. It is yet to find its root at the grassroots level. The studies highlighted the need for agri startups in farm management services, It is not farm as a service. It can produce a lot of agri-tech startups, e-commerce services, and government schemes and operations and management. Many of the farmers do not know how many central sector schemes are available, meant for them, why it is not reaching them, how many state level schemes are there, how it is more beneficial than central agriculture schemes. But the farmers are yet to know various government schemes, not only agriculture, many of the schemes. And this is very important, which has spread across entire agriculture value system, input supply chain, output by supply chain. With this, let us turn to the address of Shri Krishna Mishra, a global Ashoka fellow, founder and chairman, eKutir Rural Management Services by Bhuvaneshwar, on the topic Democratizing the Future of Farming, a Global Experience. Today's topic will motivate and galvanize the participants watching over telecast through facebook.com/Shobhit University India, or youtube.com Shobhit University in, or linkedin.com/company/Shobhit-University for establishing agri-tech startups, more than 6,500 agri-tech startups, one per block, or even about 2.25 lakh agri-tech startups, one per each gram panchayat, through the operationalization of digital technology in agriculture for efficiency gains. In this webinar, Shri Krishna Chandra Mishra will deliberate on global business experience on the topic through his association with an international venture titled Bloom, based at Geneva, Switzerland, and eKutir, a rural management services based at Bhuvaneshwar, state of Odisha and India. Let me introduce our guest speaker to the audience. Shri Krishna Chandra Mishra is a social entrepreneur and innovator, is the founder of and chairman of eKutir Rural Management Services. He has 34 years of leadership exposure in social entrepreneurship and bottom of the pyramid market is very important. He has a strong experience in rural banking, agriculture, microfinance, development, and technology services. Is a complete ecosystems. Krishna Chandra Mishra has been instrumental in driving excellence from his wide range of experience in the domain of agriculture, sanitation, and clean and affordable energy, for the bottom-up pyramid population in rural areas. eKutir is the India's first B Corp certified company. Provides digital technology solutions anchored through a network of trained micro entrepreneurs to accelerate sustainable growth in the farming community. It has been working with smallholder farmers and impacted 74,000 farmers and improved their livelihoods. This human-centric model has generated more than 4,000 micro entrepreneurs and has presence in India, Cambodia, Bangladesh, Nepal, and Haiti. Mr. Krishna Chandra Mishra is an alumnus of Delhi University and certified in innovative organizational model of farmers, corporate leadership, and sustainable new generation cooperatives from Graduate Institute of Cooperative Leadership, University of Missouri, Columbia, USA. His systematic approach to change agri-food systems has got him a good recognition across the globe. He is a global Ashoka fellow and widely recognized for his inclusive business models and social innovation. He has been included as Ashoka Changemaker Fellow in 2012. We welcome Shri Ashok Chandra Mishra ji to the National Webinar Series on Doubling Farmers' Income by 2022, Atmanirbhar Bharat in Agriculture, to talk on democratizing the future of farming, a global experience. Welcome you. Good morning. Happy Diwali. Over to you. Thank you.
Good afternoon and good evening to all the participants across the globe. And I'm thankful to Professor Moni and Shobhit University and Honorable Chancellor of the university in providing me an opportunity to share my thought and the future of farming, how the basic principles of democracy can create a sustainable farming ecosystem and change the existing agri-food ecosystem to a better landscape. And also I am quite grateful to Professor Moni that he, during his interaction with me for last 11 years or more than 12 years, I have learned a lot of technical things from him, because basically I am from a general background. Political science was my subject. Wanted to do something in the space of agriculture and using something which is further away from my basic academic qualification, that is IT. Thanks to you, sir, and your input and contribution has really opened a different type of thinking in my mind, especially to interpret all the problems of the society from a systemic point of view. And all participants, Professor Moni has already highlighted in his brief, concise but powerful introductions to the problems of agriculture, how important it is, how important it will be for the future as well. As we are progressing and evolving, the new factors in the whole larger ecosystem is affecting directly or indirectly, and how it is impacting the agri-food ecosystem, that also he has highlighted. Not only has highlighted what has impacted or what is impacting, but I'm glad to know some of the issues of emerging agri-food economies or market, the problems and opportunities he has captured very nicely in his last 50 webinars, and he has talked about cooperation, access, smart agriculture, smart villages, new enterprises, and lot of things which is going to be the main focus or main issues in future. Now, if we'll talk about the agriculture, agriculture is important to all of us. Agriculture, has is important to us, but unfortunately, in our day-to-day life, we are giving very less thought to this aspect of our life. And not only we are giving less thought to it, sometimes in our family, whenever we talk, we never encourage our future generation to go for the farming, because it has been taken out of our discussion in our household discussion or normal discussion. But irrespective of that, we accept that agriculture and food ecosystem, food are absolute necessity to all of us, not only for our own living, but also for the sustenance of the humanity, the civilization, and for everything. But if you see the last 100 years or 150 years or 200 years of agriculture, and analyze the evolutions from a nomadic agriculture system to a institutionalized market-based ecosystem to the present system, you'll find what I call it Agriculture 1.0, Agriculture 2.0, and what we are experiencing or we are getting into is Agriculture 3.0. Agriculture 1.0 with a nomadic agriculture system. It's not a well-planned system. It is a highly localized planning system where information is highly localized, and there is no information of what is grown where, the food transfer, poverty, hunger, or the richness. All these things were highly localized, and a feudal culture was very much there. Nomadic culture was very much there. But with the growth of population and innovation and the consumer choice, the market expanded during industrial evolution, which we call it as Agriculture 2.0, where intensification, cartelization, corporatization, and imperialistic attitude and imperialistic principles was the basic tenet or basic power which was driving it. The result is known to all of us. Rich people were getting richer, poor people were getting poorer. There is a absolute distorted ecosystem which emerged at the cost of the environment. The soil degradation, the water depletions, and all type of climatic issues emerged. The intensification, the focus on intensification drove or prompted the behavior of all the producers to go for irrational use of fertilizers, pesticides, which eventually came out with contingent problems like health hazards, cancer, diabetic, all other health issues which undermine the productivity of the human resources. And overall, we also do acknowledge agriculture is the only sector which has got the power of addressing to the twin problems of poverty, hunger, and unemployment. And it has got the power. If agriculture is in problem, there are 6 sectors, 5 or 6 sectors which is impacted. You can talk about the gender economy, women are affected. You can talk about the ecology economy, environment is affected. You can talk about the food economy, food is affected. You talk about everything, industrial, food industry economy, agriculture industry economy, it is affected. Energy economy, it has got wide range ramification, which we cannot afford to ignore. But my problem is, or all our problem is, are to introspect, to analyze what exactly is the cause of the failure of the agri-food system in till Agriculture 2.0, and also what are the causes right now, especially after the invention of internet or the IT revolution we started in 80s. What are the problems of Agriculture 3.0, where information technology has come, internet has come, and what exactly is the cause of the agri-food system right now? We are investing a lot of resources, lot of money. Good research institutions have been investing and working to come out with path-breaking solution for this sector. Government is allocating huge amount of money to sustain this agri-food ecosystem. The corporate sector have been investing and doing lot of works to make the market move. The consumers wants to buy healthy food, and the demand is increasing, and producer farmers are huge in numbers, around 500 million farmers. 85% of the India's farmers are small and marginal farmers. Irrespective of all the actors are there, stakeholders are there, consumers are there, opportunities are there. Why there are poverty? Why there are hunger? Why there are 30 to 40% of the agriculture wastage, which is affecting the climate, and why the consumers are not getting access to affordable food. This is something to really think about and come out with a simple solution. I can't call it simple solution. It's a complex problem, but a complex solution, but with a simple interface. That is where I found if the problems in agriculture, agri-food system is there or is continuing, it is because we have not analyzed agriculture food ecosystem in an integrated way. Agriculture, even till today, people look at agriculture as one side of the landscape and food system is at the other side of the landscape. No, that the whole agricultural ecosystem can only be driven by a consumer choice, which a consumer is a part of food system. Farmer develops, farmer goes for farming what he wants to consume first. That is why most of our farmers wants to do farming for their subsistence. And this lack of integration is the main creator of all the problems which we are witnessing right now. Then second is to look at the agri-food ecosystem from a systemic point of view. From the point of a system, if you analyze, there are some stakeholders in the ecosystem. There are certain principles of collaboration in that, principles of engagement or relationship in that ecosystem. And if that ecosystem fails, then all stakeholders are responsible for that. If that ecosystem succeeds, then credit goes to all the ecosystem stakeholders. But unfortunately, if you see, in the whole agriculture food ecosystem, there is absolutely no convergence. Everybody is thinking in their own way. Everybody is thinking, working in parallel lines to each other. And there is absolutely no handshake or no collaboration, no question of, thinking together, coming together, respecting each other's opinion, coming out with a solution which is acceptable to the user or consumer is not there. Number two, if you see the agri-food ecosystem, sometimes I am surprised that when we are talking about the food ecosystem, we are giving all rights to the consumer. As a food consumer, I should know everything. The labeling should be done, the profiling should be done, the price should be done, everything should be done. But when I'm a farmer or a producer, I am never treated like a consumer in that ecosystem. I am treated like a beneficiary in that ecosystem. This is something, by treating a farmer as a beneficiary, an entity without choice, an entity without opinion, an entity who only believe in you, whom nobody should believe, is one of the major factor for creating an ecosystem of mistrust and alienation, and that is one of the major causes for the failure of the system. So the bottom line is, all this imposition, beneficiary, lack of choices, openness, non-inclusiveness, non-participatory, division, not treating the person of the producer or the consumer perfectly, are not part of a democratic ethos or values. That is why,
Mishra your slides are not moving. It is
no,
still
I
in
have
the.
not moved that. I have
Fine,
not
fine.
moved. Okay. So that is why I have identified, if we can really integrate or make our agri-food ecosystem democratic, means integrating the basic principles of democracy like openness, access to information, then the participatory, cooperative, non-alienated, inclusive, then I think our system will be an automated self-sustainable system where everybody in the ecosystem can get a value out of it and ensure that we go for a balanced development of this agri-food system. So that is why, what exactly we mean by democratization of the agri-food system is that all the stakeholders should feel participatory. All the stakeholder or the consumer should have the access to the nutri-food. The farmer should have the access to the market, and we should develop an inclusive market ecosystem with openness, with respect, with a right to choose, with a right to know, and with a balanced approach. Especially, personally, I'm very much uncomfortable with some of the words used to describe the development of agriculture ecosystem are high yield and high income. High yield is detrimental to the environment. It should be balanced yield. I don't find any correlations between high yield and high wastage. It should be balanced yield where the ecosystem will absorb will operate in such a way there will be no wastage, and the stress on the natural resources will be very less. Then high income. Of course, in the agriculture ecosystem, there are companies, there are agencies who are earning very, very high income. In fact, if I quote a farmer's word or farmer's talk with me, who told Mr. Mishra, have you seen the agriculture system in his own local language? He described me that agriculture system, the look of agriculture system is like a fish, where the tail of the fish is farmer, where he is not getting anything and he is feeling restless, where the face of the mouth of the fish is the consumer, where consumer wants to consume but not affordable or not available, but everybody in between are fatty. That means they are wealthy. He means to say, he gave me that can your innovation make a system where everybody is sharing the wealth and everybody will have a win-win situation, a flat system, because that is what he told, that is what he has learned from the philosophy of agriculture, or the culture of, or the values of agriculture as a farmer. So how to make it democratic, how to make it really equitable, how to make it balanced in the whole ecosystem, distributive in the whole ecosystem, access to information, access to market. That is the challenge. And if you just adopt the basic principles of democratic values, I think we'll definitely have a much better sustainable agri-food ecosystem, and it should be adopted by all the stakeholders, be it government, be it private, be it civil society, be it startup, be it IT, be it non-IT, be it finance. Everybody's the basic reflection, the basic offering should be based on a democratic values of empathy, inclusion, and giving opinion, giving choice, and not impositions. Not I am the best. All other people are not good. That should not be the approach. Then coming to the problems of the agriculture 2.0, which I have highlighted, that how some of the corporate, 3 to 4 big corporates in both agriculture system and food system, we are controlling the whole organized market system in the whole world. And of course, in the agriculture 3.0, the power of IT, the power of internet has changed.
Go to the previous slide? Can you go to the previous slide? Yeah.
So in the agriculture 3.0, why I call it agriculture 3.0? It is not because agriculture 3.0 has evolved out of the agriculture 2.0 ecosystem, but it has evolved after it is because of internet evolution, because of IT innovations. It has changed the way we think, the way we connect, the way we talk, the way the whole market system, the whole ecosystem, not only in agriculture, food, political, economic, education, health, everywhere it has started changing. And all of us, we have seen how internet and agriculture have impacted all of us. So agriculture 3.0, the one prime mover, the prime influencer of agriculture 3.0 system is internet. And with the power of internet, with the power of data, with the power of analytics, it has really democratized the whole ecosystem across the globe. Be it health, be it education, be it governance, be it railway, be it banks, everywhere it has changed everything. And the beauty of the internet data and analytics are number one, it the the access to information is very fast, is absolutely cheap, maybe zero cost. Number two, the power of algorithm and analytics is so powerful. It simplifies the complexities of life. It has the power to simplify. Number three, it brings absolute transparency to the whole ecosystem. And number four, it is absolutely cost effective. All the big corporates, all the big companies of the world, and everywhere, even the startup, everybody have been using IT as a cost effective measure, as a to use data for their business decision making process. But unfortunately, nobody is using it to become transparent to everybody. How we should become transparent in our whole process and and bring an atmosphere of trust in the whole ecosystem. I'll I'll give some examples in the context of internet data analytics because I have been working in this space, especially in agriculture, where I even till date it has not been done. It has not been integrated so perfectly in comparison to other sector. Even if it is some startup have been trying to integrate it, but they are monopolizing it in such a way that again to solve a problem, we are creating another problem of monopolization of data and information and creating a digital divide of haves and have-nots, especially for the rural sector and for the agriculture sector. I can give an example that when we analyze the data from the point of view of risk of the farmer, and we found that during pest and disease attack, the expenditure of farmer is quite high, but the result he gets out of is very less. The reason is during that time he is absolutely desperate to save his crop, and because he don't have the right access to that proper specific information, he goes for a trial and error, buys input from his retailer who gives him credit, and applies indiscriminately. At the end of the day, maybe 50-50 chance of surviving the crop. To save this, there are certain cultural practices which farmers should know to avoid the risk. One of the cultural practices is seed replacement. How to replace the seed. If I am the farmer going for a specific crop, if I want to go for the same crop, if I want to avoid some diseases or some problem, I need to change the seed. But you'll be surprised to know, of course, government is in a better place. Private sector will never do it. To come with a mechanism where the seed replacement can be ensured properly, and farmers should buy the right seed to save his future crop. What farmers have been doing in the name of seed replacement is they are buying the same varieties of seed but of different brand. Changing the brand doesn't prevent farmer that exposed to the risk. It is only the varieties which will prevent the exposure to the risk. A little data interpretation, a little intervention can really change the risk profile of the farmer, can really ensure our food intake and can also ensure the crop damage of the farmer. A little information, but without IT, without proper data, without proper information, this is not possible. I'll give another example from a consumer point of view. How we have, monopolized the information system, and with that monopolization, we are disseminating a very distorted communication to the consumer. In that context, I'll give an example. You'll be surprised that 96% of our daily consumption comes from 13 to 15 crops from across the globe. Even if there are more than 3,000 to 5,000 crops with different nutrient value, which are absolutely environmental friendly, are very much there. Lot of crops named, but the present generation are forgotten. And to bring it back, we did a simple exercise of nutrient analysis, consumer choice, farmer production, and we have just started in democratizing it. Why millet should be the focus for the next food consumer revolution. And with this proper communication to consumer, with proper intake of nutri-cereals or millet, the health hazards will be less, the drain to the human resources will be less, the farmer will be benefited, the environment will be benefited. So this is the power of data, if you can interpret. And the power of data is also there when we are talking about the yield, the growth of different crop. Let's take the example of India. If you plot all the information in a graph, that this is the growth rate of paddy, wheat, pulses, everything, and this is the yield proportion, and you put the wastage proportion in that graph, and also the environmental loss, including the health hazard loss, it is actually a negative growth rate than a positive growth rate. Because our growth is always determined in a numerical value. Our growth is, democracy is never evaluated. It's a highly abstract, very powerful value system. It depends on trust. It depends on giving space to others. But it doesn't give. You give 10 centimeter space, that is democracy. No, it else gives space to others. Share your, sharing is the basic principles of democracy. So if you see everything by using in data and analytics, you'll see that our food, agriculture food ecosystem is not democratic. It is exploitative. Either we are exploiting the nature or we are exploiting each other. This is happening because we are not transparent. So time have come where we have to combine all the basic three principles of a balanced, sustainable measurement of people, planet, profit, or productivity. So these three things can only be compared if we can use the power of IT, data, analytics, and I have done a lot of simple experiment, not for myself, not for my organizations, because we strongly believe what we do, it should be given to the community. All our IT, we want to enable the rural communities. The other day I was telling Professor Moni that our objective, all of our objectives should be create the agro-informatics grid center in each block of the country, controlled by the community. They should control their data. They should use the beauty of analytics for their development so that tomorrow they will see if they want to invest in their own area development, they can get a handsome rate of return by investing in their development, in their area development, than getting in fixed deposit or in any in investing any company's share or in any other investment where they do not see anything, they do not have any control over how they will get a profit out of it. Data monetizations should be democratized. Rural people, farmers should take the benefit of that data monetization. It should be treated as a second source of income to them. So we in fact we have created the system to enable. Now we call it farmex. We to enable it to all the farmer cooperative, the farmer producer companies, or any organization community based where they can bring the value of transparency, they can use the power of algorithm or data analytics, and they can get a good income out of it for their own development and for their community's development. Now, it is not the, of course, the inherent power of internet is democratic. You can't hide any information, no more. The whole world is a connected, is all connected villages. All were connected with each other. And this power has come out with a power of virtual communities, virtual cooperatives, virtual peer group, social media, Facebook, Instagram. So now we are all collaborating with each other. We are sharing our thought. We are an opinion maker. So virtually we have found a collectives or cooperatives, and there is no monopolizations. We are expressing our thought and processes openly. And with that, we should also encourage not only IT. IT is an enabler, but there should be a human touch to it. The human touch can only come if we form a human-centric organizations or human-sensitive organizations. Cooperative, if you see the origin of cooperative, it's a organization established by farmer, for farmer, and they managed by farmer. And all the elements in the agriculture food ecosystem are because of the element in the cooperative sector. Now, producer organizations have come as an entity, as an enterprise entity, which is again human-centric, farmer-sensitive. Let us strengthen those organizations. Let us strengthen those cooperatives with the power of IT, with the power of data, with the power of analytics, by creating a farmer-centric ecosystem, by collaborating with each other. The way things are happening right now, personally, I'm not comfortable with, because hype is there, and with that hype, some people want, some organizations want to monopolize it. That is not again a healthy trend. The hype should be stopped. It should be realistic. That the time bound, it should be absolutely objective, and there is nothing better for a democratic organization than cooperative and APOs. We have to strengthen them with the help of the organization who do understand the power of business, the power of sustainability, the power of the, the data analytics, collaboration, enterprise, fundraising, everything, not as a 2 years, 3 years, or 5 years partner, but as a permanent partner to them who can grow with them for all time to come on a sustainable basis. Let us strengthen them, because they are the main pillars of agri-food ecosystem, and they can give justice, they can ensure equitable system, they can ensure that everything moves in a non-exploitative and inclusive manner. And coming to the consumer, again, consumer, as a consumer, they have got the right to know not only the name of the product, the color of the product, or the signing of the product, or the packaging of the product. They have got all right to know who are the people behind this product, what are the processes followed for designing that product, and what is the value, the nutrient inside that product for which I'm paying. The world is moving in that direction, and there is a good growth rate of that type of consumers across the globe. It has already reached more than 15% of the consumer base. In India also it is picking up. And the time has come that consumer wants producer brand. Consumer wants to know the brand behind the brand. Not consumer don't want to consume a trader brand. He is seeking for a producer brand. So we should create an ecosystem. We should enable that ecosystem in such a way, whether rich or poor, irrespective of the economic ability, the same type of food, nutritious, safe food, should be made available to all types of consumers. And the challenge are, are also there. And if, as a responsible stakeholder, or a conscious stakeholder, and a change maker, everybody is a change maker in this world. If everybody can come forward and give their bit of their expertise, I think a collective expertise and collective wisdom can bring a democratic agri-food system for the future, so that future generation will thank all of us that we have passed on a system where they can also survive and pass on to the next generations. And a system which is emerging right now is, it is no more competition. It is collaboration. You might have heard the word feminist. Friends, nobody is enemies. Everybody is friends or at best feminists. And inclusiveness is the main driver of this market. And let us make it, if we will not make it inclusive, if we will not hear to others, then we will fail in creating a proper ecosystem. And ultimately, be it government, be it private sector, be it anybody in the ecosystem, they may achieve a temporary gain, but they will never achieve a permanent, sustainable benefit out of it. And we should create an ecosystem where there will be less carbon footprint. Our Honorable Prime Minister has announced to make India the carbon zero footprint compliant by 2070. Let us try to achieve it. It's a collective social responsibility. It's a part of individual social responsibility. It is, let us not expect that it is a part of corporate social responsibility. If we will become individual, if we will exercise, if we exhibit the responsibility of individual social consciousness, that is much more powerful than the corporate social responsibility. If we exhibit the collaborative and community social responsibility, that is much more powerful than the corporate social responsibility. So let us make it, let us make individual social responsibility and collective social responsibility as the main driver of this future agri-food ecosystem, where we'll be happy, the society will be harmonious, it will be as colorful as the slide you can see, because if you know the fundamental truth of a healthy individual is how many types of colors of food he is consuming. So that's the beauty of democracy. Let us respect diversities. Let us respect the taste buds of different customers of different parts of the globe. The challenge is to come out with aspirational recipes. Let us come out with that and make our agri-food ecosystem as colorful, as democratic, as healthy, harmonious, and happy as it can be with all our contributions. And a system driven by consumer choice, not by any other people. Consumer is the prime driver of the agriculture ecosystem. All other are the supporter of that system. Consumer drives, farmer produces, all other people enables it. Let us not drive it. If the enabler drives it, then everything gets derailed. Let consumer drive it. And the agri-food ecosystem across the globe is powered by the combined convergent benefit of people, planet, and profit with a proper alignment, and let us strengthen that. And thanks to all the participants, thanks to Shobhit University, thanks to Honorable Chancellor of the University, thanks to Professor Moni, and thanks to the consumer and farmer who have given me the proper food to think. Thank you, all of us.
Thank
you,
you.
sir.
Thank you very much. Shri Krishna Chandra Mishra ji, for your very innovative address from your heart on various points. It's touching, and even though everybody talks about agricultural systems, and you brought out an action plan in about 10 to 12 slides, and you talked about more than 45 minutes, which is so impacting, and why it is not happening in this country. I wish that if I would have organized before the farmers strike, which is happening in the Delhi borders, the farmers would have disturbed, they would have gone like anything, because the farmers are getting misled even by the other people. You said it very clearly that, and this is, the today's talk is, I'm very happy. It is the 51st edition. And, it is democratizing of future of farming, a global experience. You worked in a government system, which is a national agricultural national, agriculture rural development bank, and and worked in various districts, and then you have moved out of NABARD and formed your own NGO to translate your ideas into practical approach. And then you found out that yes, agriculture and the food system has to be studied together. And you also said it that agriculture 1.0, agriculture 2.0, agriculture 3.0, and agriculture 4.0. I do not know many of the IITs, many of the NITs, and many of the triple ITs, many of the National Institute of Technologies and engineering colleges, agriculture universities. Even though everybody talks about technology, but nobody concentrate on the producer and consumer. Everything is something like a squid. And there are some groups which are talking about farmers' right, and more groups are farmers talking about consumer rights. And the thing is that nobody in a position to remove all archaic laws, which it's there since the British period, and we also now got independence since 1947, August 15th. But at the grassroots level, we are not in a position to democratize the farming systems. It is under the clutches of somebody, either with the bureaucracy, or with the the middleman, or with the consumers. And how to bring in values. You also said it very clearly that this is internet and data and development of appropriate algorithms is bringing a lot of waves, which is bringing rights to everybody. It's teaching everybody awareness, making awareness in everybody. But the thing is that where is the realization? You said it in a very good example. We produce so many foods, agricultural commodities, but for a food system, it needs only about 13 commodities. And we don't produce those commodities which are of consumer preferences, are not produced with good agriculture practices, and which is not happening. It means that agriculture is for the sake of agriculture, it is being produced. And in our address also very nicely said it that it is, you gave an example that we do everything in a hurried manner and getting into loss. Example of how a poor farmer at the nick of the time, he purchased some it is a spurious pests from the dealers, and spray on his commodities, and 50% it gets into different situations. That So it is an eye-opener today, your talk. I think you have generated a lot of pilot projects to be generated. You've given ideas. The last one is that this is creating an equitable and sustainable agricultural and food system. It needs as a policy paper. We talk about so many things that Dr. Swaminathan committee report is there. Dr. Ashok Dalwai committee report is there. Every state government, they got in state agriculture commissions. Their reports are there. Why the small and marginal farmers are not getting liberated? Why there is a large scale of agricultural wastages? If there is an agricultural wastages, then agricultural department should be taken into task. Starting from the Secretary Agriculture to the block level agriculture officers should be taken into task. Government gives a subsidy to, is it for generating waste? Is it to produce waste? It means that the time has come. You also said it that it's a collective social responsibility, individual social responsibility as far as the agriculture system is concerned. It is very important. It is collective and individual social responsibility. If there is a wastage which comes from agriculture, everybody's head in the country should roll out, should be rolled, should roll. Then only people will get responsibility. Otherwise, they will live in their entire career only in noting sheets on paper, and that may get digitalized. Agriculture system will not get digitalized. So let me give as a summarization, and I was really moved as a person with a passion. I got into agricultural information systems, and I have been working for the last 30 to 35 years, even after my retirement. And this country as India is an agrarian economy. And I also said it, Acharya Vinoba Bhave said it, it is a country of it is a Gram Pradesh. It's a Gram Pradesh, and also that Kisan Pradesh, Krishi Pradesh. And if in Indian agriculture, Indian agro economy is not digitalized, that India cannot be digitalized. It is very important. This is where that the digital technology in agriculture, volume 12B, chapter 10, 7 mission mode project, and the 3 acts which were enacted during 2020 are very important to generate, that at least 2.25 lakhs deep agri-tech startups. To give an example, that anything which is produced or insured, and post-harvest, anything which is pre-harvest, anything which is supposed to be supplied to production system is insured. But agriculture production system is not insured because farmers are either not interested or not educated or not given the benefits and importance to go for high levels of insurance. This webinar series had a session on open insurance ecosystem. We brought farmer produce organization chairman and also that insurance broker to talk about that why it is not happening, and that why farmer if he has a scooter, he buys insurance. If farmer has a house, he insure. But when he produce, he knows that it is a risky one. He doesn't have the risk management in place. And why it is not happening? That's why I thought that let us not have the benefit. Let us not have around only the 13 agriculture insurance company, private and government. Let there be an open insurance ecosystem like open banking systems. Let us bring it open insurance ecosystem. That is called open insured deep tech startup. which is happening in Europe, which is happening in Canada, which is happening in America, which is happening in China, which is happening in Japan, Korea, and various other places. That why can't we have it? We have 14.5 crore operational holders. The risk profile for every farmer is important. You also talked about it. We don't have a risk profile. You said it very clearly that for a seed replacement, he goes for a brand changes, not the seed replacement. So this is a very important talk which Sharma ji, even though last week we were not successful, but today we were so successful that there is no internet disruption, and you are able to talk without any disturbance, without any break, and it's very important. He talked about the it's a large ecosystem we have to build it up, and we have to have a Indian agro-food systems has to be in place with the 14.5 operational holders as a stakeholder. That's why once upon a time, 2008, 5 or 6, I wrote even an article. Every block should have an agriculture polytechnic and agriculture ITI to make that the small and marginal farmers, operational holders as a part of the shareholders of agriculture polytechnic and agriculture ITIs, so that everything comes out of the villages and agricultural producers comes as a producer's brand through these agriculture ITIs, agriculture polytechnics, and not as a corporate brand. And even in this webinar series, the first the talk was on the role of agriculture cooperative societies and e-governance systems. 2005, in my article, I wrote it, which was published as a chapter in National Union of Cooperative, National Cooperative Union of India Centenary Celebration. There it is recommended that there is a need for networking of cooperatives, CoopNet, and each cooperative is to be computerized. And that time technology was not available that much, but this same recommendation was carried by Doubling Farmers Income Committee report, Dr. Ashok Dalwai Committee report, volume 11, section 3.2.5. And then Dr. Vaidyanathan Committee report recommended computerization of 1 lakh primary agriculture cooperative societies. But this is the time that we have to bring in every primary agriculture cooperative society has got at least minimum 500 farmers. So far, the computerization is how to make finance computerization. But the thing is that today we have to bring in a value chain for 100,000 farmers of the primary agriculture cooperative societies as a value chain, and every primary agriculture cooperative society has to become a startup, agriculture startup. It's very important. It is an institution. And this is in that way, you talked about very important and a lot of, when this much wastage is taking place, and is an Indian agrarian economy, during COVID situation is only the agriculture food system which has saved this country. And there were a lot of riots in developed economy. India doesn't take place, but some opposition parties tried to make the migrants walk from place to place. That also didn't work. But the government of the day was able to give free supply of food to the people, workers. But then your question is that why still poverty is there in India? Why hunger is there? Why unemployment opportunities are there? Agriculture system alone, if it is with individual responsibility, social responsibility, and collective social responsibility, this can be wiped out in no time if there is an appropriate natural resource management. So the thing is that if those who are involved in agriculture system, be it research, be it education, be it agriculture management, they are all paid by taxpayers' money. And after their retirement, their pension, family pensions, it means that their life is completely secured. But why agriculture system is not secured? the time has come that everybody to raise the question. If Indian agriculture is sustainable, is brought it into the value system, it is an agriculture value system, no wastage, $12 billion agriculture waste in this country. And even if you take, I have done a note, studied that we have got 264 crore banana plants, which is being cut every day, every year. Each plant can give 50 rupees from its waste. And it can produce fiber, it can produce currency, it can produce plywood, it can produce, paper quality, and cloth and so on and so forth. We have not fine-tuned technology. This 264 crores banana plant, after cutting the fruits and this banana, and which is also going for you framed it as agriculture as a fish farm, producers at the tail, other people are in the middle, and the consumer is in the face. Is a very good example. And this can produce if this 50 rupees, even to remove the banana, this wastage, this plant, for next, preparation of their field, the farmer has to give 15 rupees. So this itself can bring in 13,000 crores economy in the villages, lot of employment opportunities, fine quality fiber. I was told that Philippines produces banana only for fiber, many varieties. And nearby Sri Lanka produces a fine quality of textile. They mixed with cotton, and they captured the international garment market, textile market. And even in my own district, Kanyakumari, we produce about more than 45 varieties. Delhi as the capital doesn't even have many of the varieties from southernmost of this in the country. Banana. We are trying to export it to America. We are not trying to export it to northeastern region or even to northern part of India. So thing is that your talk is a very important talk today. I was really bored. You said it's a complex problem. It needs a complex solution, but with a simple interface, which IT can give. Every farmer can be an entrepreneur, globalized entrepreneur with the digitalization. Even if he has about, is a small marginal farmer, if he produce is produced which can give all nutritional value and less carbon generation, and with what you call this zero carbon footprint, and he can be a global entrepreneur. And in your example, you also said it that you were able to generate so many micro entrepreneur. Atmanirbhar Bharat, the third tranche, talks about micro enterprises, which you did it from 2009 onwards. 7,000, you were talking about something like more than 7,000 micro enterprises, entrepreneur. You did it. You have done it. So this is an important thing. And today's talk, we talked about it, and it as I said it in my initial note also, that the topic itself, it was compelling me to make it as a policy paper as immediately as possible. But after listening to your talk, it is immediate. It is need. It should be done day before yesterday. And you said it that it is no more corporate. It is collective. It is cooperative. Like what is it being done in Japan? Is being done in Korea. It is a agriculture cooperative produces and sells to urban cooperatives. There is no middleman. That's how they put more money in the pockets of the farmer. Why can't we have it? That's what in the first webinar in this series, that in the regional director, International Cooperative Alliance, having their headquarters in Delhi, for Asia Pacific region, Mr. Subramani Iyer, he talked about it, that why can't we experiment in India? Those experiments which are happening, urban, rural agriculture cooperative sells to urban cooperative with branded mode. with the traceability. So why can't we have it? We have at least 1 lakh primary agriculture cooperative societies. Why can't they buy the producers of the farmer of their members and sell it? We should, even though they may be facilitating the new process of e-Kram Panchayat, e-Kram, that is that rural markets. But the thing is that, once again, primary agriculture cooperative societies cannot function like a middleman. It has to directly deal with the people. They provide subsidy, finance, credit, but they should, go for large scale marketing using the power of internet. That's what in my paper I said it, that 1 lakh primary agriculture cooperative society should be in 1 lakh primary agriculture cooperative society startup. They should be re-engineered. This is an important thing. You also very cited that data monetization is a second source of income to the farmer. It's a very important. All corporate sector, all startups, they are all enjoying the data of the farmer. They don't pay back. And this is in one area that anybody who takes, because 14.5 operational holders, they generate data and throughout the year, and this data can be a very good data input for big data analytics, building modelings, as well as also decision support through artificial intelligence and big data analytics. It is very important, and we have to have an emergence of empowered cooperative and farmer produce organization. And it's important for it is also talked about that producer brand than the corporate brand. So the time has come that we have to have large scale agriculture polytechnics, large scale agriculture ITIs, and lot of agricultural informatics professionals. Retrain the existing agriculture science graduates, engineering graduates, other non-engineering graduates, through IT. Let them mobilize that these people, this discipline, agricultural informatics, is the best way for sustainable career option in agriculture. Sustainable and equitable agricultural food systems. If India establishes this one, then India will be the leader for global agri-food systems, sustainable and equitable agri-food system for the whole world. So with this, I would like to thank Shri Krishna Chandra Mishra ji for your very innovative, very effective, and also very provocative address to the people concerned. Thank you very much. I think the Honorable Chancellor, being today Diwali day, he said that he will participate, but he may be having enjoyment, but he will be having this talk, and we'll have a separate interaction with him. And as you rightly said it, that our action plan from the university, Shobhit Institute of Engineering and Technology, Moni, Meerut, and your NGO, that we should bring out large scale agriculture informatic professionals to make Indian agroeconomy digitalized, and also that to give the power to the collectives. So with this one, I would like to thank you, and you would like to have any final remarks from you?
Well, thanks to you, and thanks to Shobhit University, and yeah, thanks for appreciating what I talk, and I'll be really happy that if it is factored or it is taken as a base, for evolving this thinking and this framework, and democratize this thinking process amongst different stakeholders in the ecosystem. Because this is a thought, this is a model, this is a DNA, or this is what we have thought about it, and we are doing it in a low scale or big scale doesn't matter, but we are happy and we will be happier the more the people own it up and develop in their own brand, whatever way, and make it happen. Thank you, sir.
Last one, even though I have noted down, but I would like to stress that time has come to establish economic clusters at every village. Economic cluster at village, which will strengthen agrarian businesses, facilitating income generation from the waste to the farmers, from income generation from the wastes to the farmers, and huge employment opportunity at the bottom of pyramid, because I liked the word which you said, it bottom of pyramid, and is very important. Let us not stop with what the management group, Professor Pragalat said it, that the opportunity, the income generation and the benefits from the bottom of pyramid. The bottom of pyramid is very important, and this can generate Indian economy. They can make the Indian economy so vital in nature, and it's very important. And then another very important thing is that we should also get into a lot of project mode with the emerging technology, with Industry 4.0. You also said it very clearly: Agriculture 1.0, Agri 2.0, Agri 3.0, and Agri 4.0. There are three categories, three building blocks. One is digital building block, is one, physical systems, and advances in science. So these three areas are a very important area to help the small and marginal farmers. All the agriculture science research and everything is benefiting only the large scale farmers, big farmers, and big corporates. But this research is not getting into the one. Even I was Mr. Sanjay Vidyarthi is one of the good guest speakers. He also quoted NABARD financial analysis, financial survey report analysis, that more than 85% of the farmers don't get any training. They don't get any training. He also said many of the KVK scientists also don't get any training. They don't get exposed. So how to overcome this problem? I think people like you, your organization like yours, and the institute, the universities like yours, and the 5 centers of excellence has to work together to bring out how technology can facilitate establishing economic clusters at village level. Yes, please.
I would like to add to this important point. Especially training is an important part, and people say, all of us who do believe that farmer training is a lifelong learning system. It's because it is driven by knowledge. But unfortunately, what is happening is we are providing training for the training sake, but we are not providing training in an objective manner. And to do that, last year when COVID happened, there is a open global tender or competition how to provide customized training by using data analytics and internet to the farmer. And in fact, we are one of the participants. We participated and we are shortlisted, and we are the one of the 5 finalists in the whole world, where we could able to customize the training in such a way that the training can be provided to millions of farmers as per their choice, as per their training need and gap, by using technology, and also capturing the adoption of training and creating impact stories out of that. And in fact, Professor Moni I was talking to you the other day. Definitely from 1st January, we'll use this technology with the help of different collaborators. We'll reach out to different type of farmer and provide them lifelong learning support to them by using technology.
Thank you very much. With this note, we will close the seminar today. And it is a very important day. It's a lighting of the whole country, lighting up the community, and Diwali celebrations. And today we have, engaged ourselves to talk about what we should contribute to the farmers to bring in smile on their face, in their face. And it's very important. So democratizing the future of farming is very important in India. It has to be the vision and mission and aim of the aim of the country. So with this, we'll close the webinar, and I thank for your participation, and greetings from the Shobhit Institute of Engineering and Technology, Modipuram, Meerut, Uttar Pradesh. And for more research inquiries, please contact Professor Moni Maraswamy, Professor Emeritus and Chairman, and former Director General, National Informatics Center, Government of India, New Delhi. My email ID is moni@shobhituniversity.ac.in. And thank you very much. Have a nice day. We leave.